All right, so today we're gonna do a tour of the Magrath neighborhood, or Magrath Heights. It's on the southwest side of the city, and it's a really nice neighborhood that it's got a little bit more expensive homes, but a lot of people do like the area. It's bordered by 23rd Avenue on the north side and Rabbit Hill Road on the west side. And then on the east side, it's actually bordered by the White Mud Creek Ravine. And south of Magrath is the neighborhood of McTaggart. So we just entered the neighborhood here just off of Rabbit Hill Road, and I'm going to show you what some of the houses look like. There's a lot of two-story homes and a fair amount of bungalows as well. They're larger homes, so it's pretty common to find homes in here over 2,000 square feet of living space. And we'll take a look at a few right in here, right near the entrance. So right now we're in mid-December. We had a fair amount of snow several days ago and a little bit overnight today as well, so you can definitely see what it looks like during the winter months. There's no schools directly in Magrath, but there are schools in the neighboring communities of McTaggart. McTaggart has the Nellie Carson Elementary and Junior High School, and then the designated high school for Magrath is Lillian Osborne High School, which is very close by as well. It's technically in the community of Ledger, right next to the Twilliger Rec Center. This community was first developed in the early to mid 2000s. So like a typical home in here might be built in like 2005, 6, or 7. It's pretty common to see homes built in those years. Okay, now this is a little area within Magrath called Magrath Summit. Now, as you can see, this area's got even larger homes than the first section we drove through. Now, as you can see, most of the homes are single-family detached homes with attached garages, but they do have some luxury bungalows as well. You can see these properties, there's like side-by-side like a duplex, but they are more like a bungalow. Okay, now we're coming up close to the edge of Magrath that's on 23rd Avenue here. So that's just in front of me. It's going to be 23rd Avenue. I'm going to show you some apartments that are in this area because it's really close to the commercial part of Magrath. So they tend to do a higher density, so you're going to see more of the apartments and townhouses. So this is some of the apartment condo complexes here. So these are pretty nice apartments that they've got in here. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is some of the townhouses. So this is on 120 Magrath Road, and these are condo townhouses in here. And as you can see, these ones have single car front attached garages. It's a nice, cute little community. Now right here in front of us is the main park in Magrath, and it actually extends back into an area that actually is, I think, the highest point in Edmonton, where you can actually get a view of downtown as well, if you're willing to do a little bit of a hike. Also got some more large homes here on my left. Lots of beautiful estate homes in this area. Now we're coming up on Larch Park, which is actually a conservation area, and you can see some pretty cool wildlife in there. And they are building some new condos in here. I haven't seen them myself yet, but it looks like they're calling it bungalow living elevated. So I would call those apartments still. As you can see, it's still under construction. And then on my right, we've got more of these townhouses, a little bit different than the ones that we saw before. And we're also right along the edge of different ways that you can access the White Mud Creek Ravine. They're also building some luxury bungalows here. I think we've ventured into McTaggart, which is the next neighborhood south of Magrath. I'll do another video on that sometime in the near future. But you can see they still have a few areas here that they're building. But for the most part, both McTaggart and Magrath are fully developed. So here's that elementary and junior high school that I talked about. That's just south of Magrath in McTaggart. So this would be the closest elementary school that you'd feed into, Nellie Carson School. Yeah, so the Nellie Carson School is in McTaggart Park here on our left. Okay, now we're going to go back onto Magrath Boulevard. Yeah, somewhere right around here is when we're back in Magrath. So those townhouses that we drove by on the one side near the Larch Park are right here, and we were just a little bit further down there before. So I'll show you a commercial center that's right on the corner of Magrath on 23rd Avenue and Rabbit Hill Road. It's basically like a 2-minute drive since it starts right on the corner of Magrath. And one thing that's nice about Magrath and where it's situated in southwest Edmonton is that you're pretty close to both the west end and the south side. So you could get to Southgate in maybe 15 minutes, depending on traffic, and you can get to the west end or West Edmonton Mall in 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm just exiting Magrath now, going back onto Rabbit Hill Road, and I'm going to give you a quick look at the shopping center. It's got 4 corners on the intersection of 23rd Avenue and Rabbit Hill Road. So you've got a Save on Foods in there on the Magrath side, and a bunch of other stuff on the other side. So people have different names for it. Some people call the whole thing Magrath, or maybe the Twilliger Shopping Center. Each corner actually has its own name, but we're coming up on it here. So these townhouses on our right are also part of Magrath too. Okay, so this is the part that's actually technically right in Magrath, where you've got the Save on Foods, you've got a liquor store, Little Caesars, a couple different banks. You got an RBC and a Scotia Bank in here. Got a Dairy Queen. There's also a Shoppers Drug Mart and like a professional building above it. So you'll find probably like dentists and different things in there. Small little offices. You've got a Riverstone Wellness Center, Famoso, a nail shop, Q's Nails, and Ricky's, and a Fat Burger. And this is 23rd Avenue. And you can see on the other side we've got a gas station, a bunch more. And on this side, across the road, we've got a Shell, Jiffy Lube. There's a Tim Hortons over here, as well as an Original Joe's, UPS store, Service Credit Union, Oodle Noodle. Also got some orthodontics. Mary Brown's. So there's lots of little shops and restaurants around here, fast food joints. And that's a Tim Hortons. You didn't see it, but it's right behind us. We just drove past the Tim Hortons. It's always a busy place. Okay, now we're on the third side, and over here we've got a big Dollarama, a Good Life Fitness, got a Fire and Flower cannabis shop, a dental clinic, like a Timmy's drive-through that's sort of part of a gas station. Another liquor store. Over here is the Esso. And then we've also got an ATB Financial. So as you can see, we've hit almost every major bank. And in the last section, there's a BMO as well. So it's got everything you need, like right on the edge of the community, which is really nice. You don't have to drive anywhere if you don't want to, but you're also very close to Windermere. You can get down to Windermere just driving down Rabbit Hill Road in 10 to 15 minutes, depending on where in Magrath that you're coming from. And like I mentioned, you can still get to the west end and the south side pretty easily too. So you're situated right in the middle of the west end and the south side. So if you primarily go to those two parts of town, being in southwest Edmonton and in Magrath in particular can be a pretty good spot. So over on here you can see here's another gas station. Got a Petro-Canada, more fast foods, Subway, Panago, KFC, Edo. Got a Starbucks. There's a really good restaurant that I like over here called Heart. It's one of our favorite restaurants. It looks like they got a donair place, Mac T Donair in Shawarma. That was not here the last time I looked for donair in the area. And as I mentioned, yes, there's also a Bank of Montreal and some other companies here. There's a flower shop, optometrists. And another liquor store by the looks of it. So that's this main shopping center that people have different names for it. Each corner actually has its own name, but that will be the closest shopping center to you in Magrath. So we're gonna go walk up to the top of Magrath Heights Park, I think is what it's called, where it's actually the highest elevation point in Edmonton. And you can actually see downtown from here. So it's pretty cool. We'll show you one of the ways up. We're actually entering from the McTaggart side, but you can get to it from the Magrath Park side as well. And we'll go from there. Got my camera girl with me. She's been the one diligently holding the camera. Got someone that built a little teepee up here. Not sure if it was some kids or not. So, we're starting to go downhill now. But right out over there, you can see downtown Edmonton. So we're quite a ways away, so it's hard to see it, probably on the camera. But yeah, we're pretty close to the highest elevation point in Edmonton. So as you can see, it's pretty beautiful here in the winter, and in the summer it'll also be beautiful, but in a much different way. And this connects to that park, Magrath Park. I think it's just down there, if I'm not turned around, where the playground stuff was. So I think you can get to it from either side. Be great for going for nice runs in the summer, or heck, why not a winter jog? It's a little extra work, running through the snow, but really quiet. We haven't run into a single person, so not a whole lot of people are willing to brave it in the winter. But it is really pretty, and it's awesome that you could be somewhere like this right in your community. All right, so you've seen a whole bunch of Magrath. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some benchmark pricing. Benchmark pricing is not the actual price of individual homes, but you could think of it almost like the most typical home in Magrath in different segments. So one of the ones that we would look at is one-story homes, which would be like a bungalow. So this is the description of the most benchmark one-story home in Magrath. It's 1,655 square feet, home built in 2007 with a totally finished basement, 2 bedrooms above ground, 4 in total, so 4 bedrooms in total, 3 full bathrooms, and a double attached garage. And the benchmark price for a house like that in Magrath for November, that's the stats we have right now, is $631,500. Now the benchmark 2-story home in Magrath, so the most common type of 2-story home, its attributes would be 2,321 square feet, built in 2007, 3 bedrooms, a totally finished basement, 3 full bathrooms, a half bathroom, and a double attached garage. And the benchmark price for a 2-story home is $687,100 in Magrath. The benchmark apartment, the price in Magrath would be $281,400, and that's a 1,211 square foot home, apartment, built in 2005 with 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and 1 underground parking stall. Now, the last benchmark type we'll talk about is the townhouses. Just a second so I can scroll on my phone. Gotta get the info. So the benchmark price for a townhouse in Magrath is $277,900, and that's a semi-detached townhouse built in 2006 with 1,259 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and an attached single width garage. And so all those prices are just to kind of give you an idea on like what the most typical home for 1-story, 2-story apartments and townhouses would be like in Magrath. Obviously there's going to be bigger ones and smaller ones, much cheaper ones and much more expensive ones. So if you're curious about like exactly what the type of home that you're interested in would cost in Magrath, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. I put the information on screen so you can contact me. And also, if you'd like to get a full market report on Magrath, I'll update this each month. Basically, I'll put a link in the description that you can go download the latest neighborhood market report, and that'll also show you things like average prices, average days on market, and you can just kind of see how the community has been performing over the last 12 to 13 months. And you can just get an updated copy of that each month once we've got the stats released. So head on over to that link in that description and you can download the latest report. If you're looking for any help with buying a house in Magrath or surrounding areas in Southwest Edmonton, I'm a realtor with Century 21 Masters and I'd love to help you. We're going to be doing more of these tours in the area, hopefully both in the winter and in the summer months, so you can get to see what these areas in Southwest Edmonton are really like, as if you're here in person. So keep an eye on the channel, make sure to like and subscribe so you can get notified whenever we do a new video, and we'll see you on the next video.